Hi, everyone, and welcome to Three Things Chats That Inspire. I'm Maggie Macaulay of Wholehearted Parenting. In these chats, a very special guest will share with you three key inspiring things about our topic of the month. This month, February of 2022, our topic is the impact of the narrative around appearance for girls. And there are a lot of aspects of this topic, so many. So we're going to be having multiple conversations, multiple chats about it. And today I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with Dan Sivils, who is a very dear friend. And Dan has been a coach for 21 years. I would say, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, Dan, one of your specialties is coaching with young people, teens, youth. And so Dan,
Absolutely.
absolutely great.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you shine in that area. And Dan is also the father of an awesome son. So Dan, thank you. Thank you so much for being in this conversation today.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So we have a workshop coming up called Changing the Narrative Around Appearance for Girls. It's happening on February the 12th. And in anticipation of that, we're having this conversation today. So I'm really happy to see your perspectives on all of this and what you have to say. You always say things that I would never think of, Dan, and they're so creative and inspiring. And
We'll see.
We'll see about that. I know. I've set a high bar here. So I've already noted down these three things, and I'm just going to shift into number one here that you started talking about. So feel free to elaborate there.
Yeah, well, I won't read what it says, but I'll tell you where this comes from.
Okay.
Is, obviously I am a parent of a boy, but one of the things I really learned and taught him was when he found a girl attractive, I would explore with him, what is that attraction about? And it was really wonderful because I remember one time in particular, he was definitely attracted to her face. But what got him was he sat next to her on the bus and she smelled good.
That's so sweet.
And so that, even just to teach him to really look underneath that first impression, you see someone, oh, she's pretty, but it's like there's other reasons why you like her. You already feel like she's kind or funny or smart, because that is also happening. It's just so easy to stop at pretty.
Right.
But really, in order to go and speak to her, he's going to want to be aware of those other things that are causing him to feel that attraction. And so it really gives a boy a better understanding that, yeah, seeing a pretty girl is like, oh, yeah, that caught my attention. But there's other things about her I'm feeling. I need to go explore those.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that conversation. I love that. And that's something that parents of girls can talk to their girls about. If these girls are attracted to someone, maybe they have a crush on somebody. What is it that is beyond the physical?
Yeah.
Very cool. So here we go with number two.
I love this one.
I love
Yeah.
this
So
one too.
this one, if it's all right, I'll just jump in.
Yeah.
This one is about like making sure your daughter is aware of the qualities she has that she will bring to any relationship, whether it's young love or mature, older love. But if she's aware that one of her favorite qualities is kindness, or maybe it's her sense of humor or her love of science, what she's going to want to do is make sure that when she's talking to that boy or man, that she's revealing those things, and what she should see in return is a boy's eyes interested in that. He's curious or excited. And, so a boy may approach her because of the way she looks. But if she begins immediately to share, here's who I am, here's what I love, then she'll know much quicker whether or not this boy is going to be someone she's going to enjoy spending time with. And so, if a boy says, "Oh gosh, you're so beautiful," she can begin to open up the conversation with, here's a little bit more about me. You weave that into the conversation. And when she recognizes, oh, I can tell he likes me because he also loves science, or he likes me because I'm kind, or he likes me because I'm funny, like that's when immediately it goes to a deeper level. He may still be enamored with her looks, but you also can see he's enamored with the very qualities you want him to see.
This is so wonderful. And you said something in another conversation we have, and tell me if this fits here or in number 3 that we'll go to next, that parents can ask their daughters and their sons, their kids, how do you want to be seen? And recognize that in them. And I
love that. I would just add one more word.
Okay.
How do you want to be seen? And how do you want to be felt by others?
And how do you want to operate? Where are you operating from?
I know for me, I want someone to feel in my presence like I'm kind. If they don't recognize that about me, then that's problematic. I want them to recognize that I'm kind, and also I'm funny, but not everyone finds me funny. I'm not going to thrive in a relationship where someone doesn't enjoy my funny.
True.
And in my experience, sometimes girls don't think boys necessarily want a funny girl, they want a pretty girl. But the truth is, boys also like funny. And if she finds someone that she's attracted to is attracted to her, but he's not interested in her sense of humor, like that's something important for her to be aware of, as, oh, he's not aware of the things about me I need someone to be aware of to know me.
I love what you said about thrive.
Yeah, you can have a relationship, and honestly, some bad ones are awesome, especially when you're young, because you learn a lot. But thriving involves them seeing you. And of course, the first thing they see is your body, your face, your physical appearance. But there's so much more to seeing someone than your eyes.
Exactly. And this whole workshop came about because a mom posted in a forum that I'm in that her 3-year-old daughter gets a lot of compliments on her looks. In the grocery store line, the person checking them out will say, "You're so pretty." Relatives say it, but a lot of strangers. And, the piece of that is that that's all strangers know about this child.
Yeah.
That's all
you
they know.
can't really say, oh my gosh, your 3-year-old looks like she's going to be a great doctor.
They don't know. That's what they see. And yeah, so
and for moms, the thing I'd say is, like, it's awesome to be aware of just how that dynamic works, even at 3. But I know for a fact, if my mom didn't tell me that I was the cutest kid in my class every year, I believed her until about 6th grade. I was happy I believed her. And in 6th grade, I began to realize, okay, that's what moms say. But having her tell me that actually benefited me, and so it's really important to me to be cute or adorable to women. For some guys, they want to be hot. I've never felt that in that category. I felt more like cute and adorable. And so if somebody remarks to me about that is a good thing for me. It makes me want to talk to them. Yes. But that's not enough for me to think I'm going to marry them.
Yes, I get it.
Or date them.
Yeah. Okay, here's number 3.
Yeah, I think this is critical because just a quick story. I was an adult when this happened, but I remember once seeing a woman and I was struck by her eyes and her beauty.
Mm.
But when I really looked, there was another thought I had that I needed to pay the most attention to. And that thought was, oh, I bet I can help her. Oh, well, that's not a reason to date someone. Like, actually, what I discovered is that thought was mean because if I'm looking at a woman and I think she needs my help, I'm not seeing her.
Yeah.
And so that was just a way for me to recognize I can find someone insanely attractive, but I need to pay attention to what's underneath that. But if I want to be who I am, which is respectful, and I see the person, I know the person. And so I know that your heart and mind and soul is always participating in attraction, but it's not as easy to be aware of the heart and the soul as it is the the thoughts that come up first. You want to look at
Yeah.
the thoughts underneath. And so I think one of the things I've taught, especially my son and other boys, is when you find a girl or a woman attractive, that's a signal to you for the next step. And if a boy is afraid to take that next step, the courage to go up and talk or get to know, he is more likely to approach her without his full heart and soul.
Mm.
And if she likes him simply because he finds her attractive, she's also missing out on the underlying part. And so inevitably asking someone, yeah, but what is the energy you feel when you're around her? Like, how do you feel even when you're not looking at her, but she's in the room? And those give you really interesting answers. Like, well, I just feel accepted, or I just feel like she's really kind. And like, well, that's when you know it's time to go meet her.
That's awesome. And what I keep thinking of with everything you're saying are about the conversations that parents have with their kids, that dads may have, that moms may have with their about this topic with their daughters, and how vital it is for parents to begin with themselves, and see what is it, how do I want to show up?
Yeah.
What do I want in relationships where I can thrive? What do I want people to see
Yeah.
in
The
me?
values you have that are your gifts,
Hmm.
you need to know if those will be wanted by the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll be cherished by the other person. Clearly, your looks will. They've already attracted to you, but you need them to know more about your heart and your soul and who you are as a person in order to thrive. And even in a young relationship, I think that's so important.
Mm.
When my son said, she smells so good, like that opened the door for him to recognize, oh, attraction is a lot more complicated than just what she looks like. And of course, the reason why he liked her smell also had to do with he just already liked her. He didn't know why.
And I,
That's soul.
yeah,
It's
that
like, dude,
is.
that's a great thing to recognize. I find her attractive, but the truth is, I just really like her and I don't know why. Well, that means you got to go get to know her.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. And thank you, Dan, very much for this
Thanks for having me.
conversation. You bet. And find out more about Dan at www.dsivils.com. Take a look at wholeheartedparenting.com for all of our workshops this year, and join us on February the 12th.